Hello friends, in today's video we're going to be working on this VW Polo. This particular model is 2003 and engine size is 1.4 diesel. The problem we have is that there is a knocking noise coming from the engine compartment. So whenever you release the clutch or whenever the car hits a pothole, the knocking noise start coming from the engine compartment. So we did the investigation and we found out that it's the gearbox mount which is faulty, which is worn out. So the way we're gonna get to is that we're gonna remove the battery which is here, then we'll have to remove the air filter box and also the battery tray, and this is how we're gonna gain access to the gearbox mount. Right, so before we remove the air filter lid, we're going to remove this clip so that we can pull out the pipe, which is the air outlet pipe coming out of the air filter box. There we go. So now we're just going to pull the pipe out. Next we're going to remove the air filter lid, which is secured by two Phillips screws. Just going to lift the cover up and then we can just rest it here. Just going to remove the air filter. Looks quite dirty. Next we're going to remove the battery lid. So the battery needs to be disconnected as well. There we go. Two clips on this side. Right, so next we're gonna undo the battery terminals. I'm gonna use 10mm socket for that. There you go. So next we're gonna undo the battery clamp, which is secured by 13mm bolt. It's just behind the headlight. That's the battery clamp bolt. Here is the battery clamp. So just gonna take the battery out. There we go. Right, so next we're gonna remove the battery box. Again, it's secured by 13mm bolt. Here is the battery box bolt. Right, next we're going to remove the bolt here, which is securing the battery box as well as the air filter box. There we go. That's the 10mm bolt. Right, so next we're gonna remove the air inlet pipe, which is connected to the front grille, and then it's going into the air filter box here. So basically this side is just a push fit, and this side at the back near to the housing is secured by Phillips screw. So just going to remove that Phillips screw from here. There we go. So that's the inlet pipe out of the way. So we wanted to pull this battery box out, but we won't be able to pull it out till we remove the air filter box housing. Right, so the way we're gonna pull it out is just gonna, so basically sitting in the jumper, so just gonna lift it up, and this is how the housing just comes away. Right, so just gonna remove the battery box fastening nuts, two of them. These are 13 mil nuts. So one here. There we go. So that's the battery box nuts taken out. So now what we need to do here is we need to undo this clip here, which is already pulled apart. There we go. So just gonna remove the box. That's the battery box removed. Right, here comes the gearbox mount. So we're gonna pull it out and match it with our old one, our new part, and that's the old part here. Right, so the engine mount is secured by 5 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So before we remove the mount, we're gonna secure the car from under so that the gearbox side of the engine doesn't drop down. For that we're gonna use a bottle jack. Alright, so we're gonna rest the jack in here in this manner so that we don't lose the alignment of the holes. Okay, so this is perfect. So now we're gonna go back into the engine compartment to remove the gearbox mount. Right, so to start off with, I'm gonna remove these two bolts. Okay, so all the bolts are 16 mil bolts. There you go. Next we're gonna remove this bolt here. So for that I'll have to remove this harness to the side like this. Again it's the same 16 mil bolts. There we go. Right, for them two bolts I'm gonna be using an angled spanner. Now we can use a ratchet spanner to take the bolt off. There we go. That's the bolt at the back removed. So now we're going to remove the bolt at the front here, this one. There we go. It's a very tricky position to have a bolt, but we managed to slacken it off, so it'll be easy now. So now we can use a ring spanner. There we go. Right, here we go. This is the old mount. There is excessive play in the mount, so basically all the rubber around it is deteriorated, so that's why we are getting the knocking noise. So just gonna put that on the side. New engine mount feels solid as compared to the old one. The old mount had a play in it, and all the rubber was deteriorated as compared to this one. This one is brand spanking new. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna line up the bolts to the frame. Next one goes here. So I'm gonna use the ratchet spanner. Okay, then the one at the back. There we go. So that's both of the bolts fully secured. Next we're gonna tighten the bolt here. For this one we can just use normal ratchet. There we go. Perfect. Next is just the top bolts. So the way we're gonna fit the top bolts is that we're gonna move the engine a bit this way to line the bolts up. There we go. So basically you do a little bit on each side so that the alignment is right. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna use a torque wrench to torque up the bolts. There we go, friends. That's the engine mount fully secured. Next we're gonna go under the car and release the bottle jack. The gearbox is hanging on to the new mount, so we're gonna fabricate the components back. Right, here comes the battery box. So just gonna place it down here. Now this, it's 2 nuts to secure the battery box from the back side, and then there's one bolt which is gonna go inside the battery box to secure the battery box from inside. So just gonna secure the inner bolt. There we go, that's good enough. And then these two nuts. That's the battery box fully secured. Right, so next we're gonna fit the air filter housing. So before we fit the air filter housing, we're gonna fit this damper here. Just gonna bring it over. Let me just take the air filter out. It's gonna make the job easier. So this damper here should sit on this stud here. Okay. There we go. Just gonna line it up. There we go. Next we're gonna drive in this 10 mil bolt in here. There we go, that's fully secured. Right, next we're gonna fit the battery into the battery box. Here we go. So before we secure the battery clamp, just gonna secure the terminals first, so that the terminal is at the right position. Here comes the negative. There we go, that's the battery terminals fully secured. Next we're gonna fit the clamp in here, in this slot here. Here comes the battery clamp. So just gonna tighten the battery clamp. There we go. That's the battery fully home. Next we're gonna fit this battery cover. So it's fully clipped in. This trim here should slide in this manner. Right, so just gonna push in the clips here like this. There we go. So that's this trim fully secured. Next we're gonna slide in the air filter, box comes in place like this. Right, so next we're gonna secure this outlet pipe clip. I'll fit this pipe in here like this. There we go. More screw to secure the pipe from this side. Perfect. Air filter box screws, two of them. on here. Alright, just gonna fit this cover here like this side the clips are broken, so just gonna leave it as it is. Thank you very much for watching the video.